Today we're going to look at the installation of the 2006 Z06 Corvette. We're going to start with taking the stock system off, then we're going to compare the two systems, then we're going to put the new Billy Boat performance exhaust system on. We're going to start by taking the center H-pipe down, remove these two mounts, remove these two clamps, and then we'll take the mufflers out. Sometimes it helps to spray a little bit of WD-40 on the bolts to help get them out. They just help lubricate them and keeps them from galling. And now we'll take the two center mounts off that are spring-loaded to help hold the exhaust up. Now we'll take these are two AccuSeal clamps that hold the stock system to the stock H-pipe. We'll take these loose, and we'll rotate out the H-pipe. Now you just want to slide it back, get the donuts out, get it to fall down, or you can get the clearance out, and then just bring it straight forward. Now it can be a little bit tight when it comes off the mount, so you just got to be careful to have it supported so that it doesn't fall down. Now we're going to move to the back of the vehicle and remove the rear mufflers. We're going to start by taking the rear sway bar loose and dropping it down out of the way. Now we'll apply a little bit of WD-40 to the rubber mounts that hold up the back of the muffler cans, and then we're also going to unplug the vacuum lines that go to the tips. Now you always want to be sure to start with the driver's side muffler. Rotate the muffler down above the transmission line at the back, then just rotate it and slide it out. Passenger side can be a little bit more difficult because you don't have quite as much room around the transmission. You just want to kind of guide the end of it up and around. Now, one of the ways we improve the performance of this exhaust is that it's an all 3-inch system. If we look here on the stock exhaust, when it goes into the muffler, it measures 2.5 inches. So even though the stock system claims to be 3-inch, they neck it down where it goes into the muffler. So you're only as good as your weakest link, and it's really only a 2.5-inch system. The B&B, completely 3-inch, all TIG welded, 4-inch double wall tips, all the factory hangers. This is the nicest system you can put on your Corvette. First, we want to plug the factory vacuum lines that hook to your stock tips. Spray a little bit of lube on your mounts. Start with your passenger side and slide it up in. Now you'll notice that because the muffler's not as big, the system should go in easier than the factory one came out. The hangers just slide right in. We'll put in the driver's side. Now sometimes it helps to put a little bit of anti-seize lubricant into these slips. Just as you adjust the system, it'll help keep the pipes from galling up and make adjusting the system a lot easier. Now, upon installation of the center resonator, this muffler is marked top and bottom. You want to make sure you get the top section up against the bottom of the car. And then we'll slide the center section over the rear mufflers. Slide those on. We added a little bit of anti-seize. It helps those slide right on. And then you just bring in the front section straight up to your headers. It helps to hold the system up if you go ahead and tighten up the spring-loaded hangers that hold the back of the system up. And once we've got everything in position and loosely hung, we can start to tighten everything up at the front. Once you've got the front of the header system snugged up, not completely tight, just snug, you want to snug up your clamp at the back of the resonator. We'll do the same thing with the clamp on the muffler. Now there are tabs here coming off the bottom of the underside of the car. You want to be sure that these are rotated in position so you don't get a rattle right here against the bottom of the car. Should have about a finger width clearance right there. Okay, once we've got this all in position, we have clearance around all of our mounts. We're going to come back to the rear. We're going to hook our sway bar up, and then we're going to do the final adjustment on our tips. For our final adjustment, you just want to take a straight edge and line up the tips on the bottom, and then rotate the muffler down to get them even, so you have them flat across the bottom. And then also check the face so that they're the same amount sticking out. And they will slide in and out on your clamps, so you should be able to get them adjusted perfectly. Now, it's always a good idea, once you get the system perfectly aligned, you've got your tips exactly where you want them, you go back, tighten everything firmly. It's still a good idea to go drive the car, get the system hot, and recheck your alignment and recheck the tightness on your clamps. That way you'll ensure that you don't get any movement at some point down the road. Now we're ready to put this thing on the dyno and see what she'll do.